Hello everyone, welcome with another video. First of all, apologies for being completely disappeared from the media because as you know I am working in finance, so it's quite busy these days. But thank you so much for your messages and asking me that when my next video is coming. So white paper, it's been published now. It's just to clarify, white paper in immigration means is still a draft. So everything that has been discussed is just a draft. It still needs to be passed by the parliament, and it needs to go through the proper procedures, laws and regulation, and then it will become a legislation. So the topic that I'm planning to cover today is that whether UK is still a destination that you should think about, that you should plan to move. Now, I have made some notes, so let's go through this together. Number one is that why someone is leaving their country and why someone is moving to another country. I think there are three main reasons. Number one is savings. It can vary from person to person, but if someone who is moving from their country to another country, they want to earn and save as well so that they can invest for their future, for their kids, for their education or anything. Number two is a better passport. Normally people, when they migrate from one country to another, mostly the reason is that they have a weak passport and they want to take another passport. Number three is how costly it is. So, for example, there are some countries where you can move, but maybe the immigration process is so costly, so you need to pick and choose that where you need to go. So these are the three factors, right? Now let's break it down into like how this white paper, or if this will become a legislation, how it's going to impact savings. Well, UK cost of living is increasing significantly from other countries across the world. If you compare it with Europe or if you compare it with US, the parity between the salary versus your expenses is not in line. Like your salary is not increasing as much as it should be. So, for example, if you are planning to move to UK, your saving will get hit. And after doing this legislation, let's say if you're paying a visa charge and an IHS charge for 3 years, and you need to pay for, like, let's say if you're getting an ILR, indefinite leave to remain, in 5 years, and if you're gonna get in 10 years, it means you need to pay visa cost 2 or 3 times instead of 1 or 2 times. So it will increase your cost, hence reduce your savings. The other thing will be that when you have less immigration, you need to understand that you will have less pool of resources, and less pool of resources means that employees might have, again it depends on so many factors, but might have more bargaining power to arrange a better salary. When you get a better salary, you will get increased cost, and then hence your bonuses and other perks, remuneration will be affected. So your cost will go up, your visa cost will go up because the tenure will go further extended. So this is one part. Second part is passport. Second part is linked with first part, because if your saving will go down, why you want a good passport? To travel, to go to different countries, visa free, to not to go in the queue, because if you have a weak passport you need to go through the queue. So sometimes you have a travel plan, but because you don't have a visa, for example Schengen visa, or you don't have an ETA, you need to go through the visa process, which might takes months or maybe weeks, I don't know. If you have less savings, the strong passport might not be helpful. Also, some people use this strong passport to go to other countries like UAE. Many of my friends or my ex-colleagues, they have the plan that okay, they will visit UK, they will work there for 5 to 6 years, and ultimately they will go back to Gulf to have some edge or some benefit of having a UK passport. Now, it sounds very weird, but this benefit is getting down and down. Why? Because Gulf countries cost of living is also increasing. If you think about Kuwait or some other small Gulf countries, they're struggling. Some of them has reached out to IMF as well so that they can get a like some sort of loan, because they are struggling, because there is a very high volatility in the oil prices these days. Like it was $90, now it went down to $60 because of this all tariff war and this Liberation Day, so-called Liberation Day thing. So again, they are also looking to find a very good resource in a very reasonable price, so that premium you are getting because you have a British or an American passport or have a European passport will go further down. So the passport impact will be affected by that decision if this thing will become a legislation. And the third point is that how costly it will be after this change, because this change might impact the whole of your calculation. Let's say if you are moving with your family, for example, you have two kids, you have a wife, and your wife is also working. So let's assume that you have a family of four. Now, if you are moving right now, you need to calculate that you will get a first visa of 2 years and 10 months, and then the next visa, and then you will get an indefinite leave to remain, and then you apply for naturalization. If this thing will be 10 years, and if they will keep the visa as it is, like 2 years, 10 months, and then 2 years and 3 months, it means that you need to take 4 visas, 1 ILR, and 1 naturalization fee. So you have to pay 6 fees in total for one person. So it means that you need to pay it 24 times. It's a lot. I mean, if you just do a very rough calculation, it will basically, your cost will increase by 100%. And most likely they will increase the visa cost as well next year. They normally do like 5 to 7%, but if they are doing this massive change in the legislation, they might increase the price to basically demotivate people, or basically restrict the inflow of immigrants. Now, the thing is that what should we do if we are as a professional, whether we should still move to UK? It's completely on your decision and your planning. Let's say if you are thinking that you are coming here in UK to just get a passport and then just move away. So it's very, very difficult now to basically motivate yourself that I will go to the UK, get a passport in 10 years, and it might change in future as well, and then I will move to another country. Because if you are moving at the age of 26, 27, let's say you will get if this thing will become a legislation, we are thinking about the worst case scenario, right? So 10 years, 37, then you will get a naturalization, 1 year, 38. Around in the age of 40, will you plan to move to another country for a new adventure? Doesn't sound like it. So I think it will change the perspective of people who are coming to UK. Now, whether it's a good decision or not, I will leave it with the viewers, but in my personal opinion, I think it will help immigration to go down. Frankly speaking, I'm also an immigrant. I moved here 9 years ago, paid my taxes, applied through a visa, get a job, work here for 9 years, pays taxes, social security, health surcharge. It will be very, very painful for me to see that someone is exploiting this nice system, that they are allowing talented individuals to move from other countries, work here, become part of their society. But what actually happening is people are using these loopholes to come here, not paying any taxes, goes on benefits, applying asylum for not a valid reason, basically trying to forge the system, which is very unethical, but it is happening. Everyone knows it. No, if someone is not accepting that, it doesn't mean it's not happening, right? So I think it will be a good decision if this will be implemented in a proper way, in a controlled environment, as we say in audit, like in a controlled environment. If this thing will be followed through in a controlled environment, I think it will be helpful for UK, because then those people or those immigrants who are planning to come to UK will be more of that professionals who want to settle it either permanently or for a longer period of time. They will not use this British nationality as a launching pad to go to another country. Although there is nothing wrong, I'm not against it, but I'm saying that from the UK perspective, I think it will be more beneficial that they can retain the talent in UK for 10 years. But the only problem is that UK is facing a very big competition from other countries. For example, Germany. Germany used to be a very, very underrated destination for immigration because of the language. Now they are trying to relax the language requirements so that more people can come. Ireland, it's a very good country. They are not changing any legislation for the immigration for now. They might change in future, I don't know, but right now is exactly, it's a very good destination, and it's very good for those immigrants who can speak English. So it's English speaking country, so it's very easy to get into society and also get some decent professional jobs. Luxembourg, very good place in Europe. Majority of the people can understand and speak English, so it's a very good place to go for the professionals as well. So this competition is making difficult for UK to be a charm for moving here. However, everyone should know that UK is still one of the biggest financial hub after New York, after Amsterdam, after Brussels, and after Luxembourg. It's a very big, they have a very strong relationship with offshore entities like Jersey, Guernsey, and Isle of Man. So they have this whole structure in the financial services, which will make it very, very good for them to get more resources. However, this legislation, if it will become a legislation, might impact adversely in a way that in a short term, people might decide not to come to UK. But it also depends that how they will implement it, whether it will be implemented prospectively or retrospectively. If it will be implemented retrospectively, then it will be very, very difficult because it will create so much confusion. So we are looking forward to get this thing clarified by the government. I think next year in March it will go for the final voting, and then it will become a legislation. But this is a sure thing that immigration will get tighter. They will try to close the loophole, which is I'm in favor of, because people are exploiting it right now. And also they're trying to make sure that the unemployment in the UK goes down. People who are in the UK get the job, and immigrants will only get the job which is very specialized or skilled, for which UK does not have enough resources at the moment. Thank you so much for listening to me. I would be very, very thankful if you like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel. And if you have any recommendation, please feel free to send me a message via comment, or I am available on social media as well. I'm receiving a lot of message on Instagram about different video topics that they are recommending, so I'm making a list. Apologies again that I am not getting much involved right now, but will try inshallah to be more active on social media and trying to help different people with my views and opinions and my research. Thank you so much. Have a good day.